Vault of Myth and Legend. Entry 13. Subject name, Vlad Dracula. Vlad III, the Prince of Wallachia, was born in Transylvania, and was a member of the House of Draculesti, a branch of the House of Bessarab, also referred to, nowadays, as Dracula. He was posthumously dubbed Vlad the Impaler, ruling mainly from 1456 to 1462, the period of the incipient Ottoman conquest of the Balkans. His father, Vlad II the Dracul, was a member of the Order of the Dragon, which was founded to protect Christianity in Eastern Europe. Vlad III is revered as a folk hero in Romania as well as other parts of Europe for his protection of the Romanian population and most of the population of Europe. A significant number of Romanian and Bulgarian common folk and nobles moved north of the Danube to Wallachia, recognized his leadership and settled there following his raids on the Ottomans. As the cognomen the Impaler suggests, his practice of impaling his enemies is part of his historical reputation. During his lifetime, his reputation for excessive cruelty spread abroad, to Germany and elsewhere in Europe. The name of the vampire Count Dracula in Bram Stoker's novel was inspired by Vlad's patronymic and the stories of brutality and bloodshed. The German stories circulated first in manuscript form in the late 15th century, and the first manuscript was probably written in 1462 before Vlad's arrest. The German version of the stories can be found in the poem of Michael Heim. The poem, called Story of a Madman Named Dracula at Wallachia, was written and performed at the court of Frederick III, Holy Roman Emperor, during the winter of 1463. The Russian or the Slavic version of the stories about Vlad the Impaler, called Skazanie Dracul Voivod, the tale of warlord Dracula, is thought to have been written sometime between 1481 and 1486. First written in the year 6994 of the Byzantine calendar, or 1486 in our modern calendar, on 13 February, then transcribed by Sinri Frozin in the year 1490, on 28 January. The Tales of Prince Dracula is neither chronological nor consistent, but mostly a collection of anecdotes of literary and historical value concerning Vlad. There are 19 anecdotes in the Tales of Prince Dracula which are longer and more constructed than the German stories. The tales can be divided into two sections. The first 13 episodes are non-chronological events most likely closer to the original folkloric oral tradition about Vlad Dracula. Although there are similarities between the Russian and the German stories about Vlad, there is a clear distinction in the attitude towards him. The Russian stories tend to portray him in a more positive light. He is depicted as a great ruler, a brave soldier, and a just sovereign. Stories of atrocities tend to seem to be justified as the actions of a strong ruler. Romanian and Bulgarian documents from 1481 onwards portray Vlad as a hero, a true leader, who used harsh yet fair methods to reclaim the country from the corrupt and rich boyars. Moreover, all his military efforts were directed against the Ottoman Empire, which explicitly wanted to conquer Wallachia. Excerpt from the Slavonic Tales. Even during his lifetime, Vlad became famous as a tyrant taking sadistic pleasure in torturing and killing. He is shown in Kritu portraits made during his lifetime in the role of cruel rulers or executioners. After Vlad's death, his cruel deeds were reported with macabre gusto in popular pamphlets in Germany, reprinted from the 1480s until the 1560s, and to a lesser extent in Tsarist Russia. Vlad soon became iconic for all horrors, given numerous examples of lurid incidents, such as the following: he roasted children, whom he fed to their mothers, and he cut off the breasts of women, and forced their husbands to eat them. After that, he had them all impaled. Estimates of the number of his victims range from 40,000 to 100,000. According to the German stories, the number of victims he had killed was at least 80,000. In addition to the 80,000 victims mentioned, he also had whole villages and fortresses destroyed and burned to the ground. Impalement was Vlad's preferred method of torture and execution. Several woodcuts from German pamphlets of the late 15th and early 16th centuries show bad feasting in a forest of stakes, also known as the Forest of the Impaled, and their grisly burdens outside Braunau, while a nearby executioner cuts apart other victims. It was reported that an invading Ottoman army turned back in fright when it encountered thousands of rotting corpses on the banks of the Danube. It has also been said that in 1462 Mehmed II, the conqueror of Constantinople, a man noted for his own psychological warfare tactics and the impalement of subjugated peoples in the Ottoman Empire, returned to Constantinople after being sickened and horrified by the sight of 20,000 impaled corpses outside Vlad's capital. According to scripture, Vlad Dracula was brutally lawful, and he hated evil in his country so much that, if anyone committed some harm, theft or robbery or a lie or an injustice, none of those remained alive. Even if he was a great noble or a priest or a monk or an ordinary man, or even if he had a great fortune, he couldn't pay himself from death.